In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to do game 1 from PrepTest 65. Okay, so here we have 5 students. Okay, so 5 players, and we are ordering them. Okay, so we have an ordering game here. Great. G is earlier than F. K is earlier than H and J, and H and F are right next to each other. So H and F are right next to each other, and K is earlier than H, so it's got to be earlier than that pair, and K is also earlier than J. All right, so that would be the diagram for this one. I'm going to skip the first question. Okay, for the first question you can just go based on a process of elimination, taking the individual rules. Actually, that will work. So actually, sorry, I have to change my mind. I'll go through that one as well. So the first rule is that G is earlier than F. Okay, so E breaks that rule. The second rule, K is earlier than both H and J, so K earlier than H and J, so we actually have both A and B breaking that rule, and then H and F have to be next to each other, so C is out, so the correct answer there is D. Okay, if J is earlier than G, okay, so if J is earlier than G, that means that we're stretching these guys out so that K is before J, which is before G, and then we have HF, FH at the end. So which one of the following could be true? A could be true. 3, what cannot be true? Could we have F immediately before J? So we could have HFJ, that's possible, right? J doesn't have a known relationship to this set, so J could just sneak in there and be right next to F. That's possible, so A is out. B, G performs immediately before H, also possible, right? We actually have an example of that right here. C, H performs immediately before G. So H immediately before G, that's going to be a problem, right? Because in order for H to be immediately before anyone, then H is going to have to be on the right side of F, but G has to be before F, right? So we can't put G over here, so C is the correct answer. We cannot make this work without breaking a rule. Question 4. The order in which the students perform is fully determined if which one of the following is true. Okay, so if F is immediately before H, does that determine everybody else? Nope. Just determines the relative position of those 2 players. So A, not very helpful. B, G immediately before F. Okay, so we'd have G, F, H. Now K has to be before this set, right? K has to be before H, and H and F are next to each other, so K is going to have to be before them. Great. But J just has to be somewhere after K. So J could actually hop in here, or could be all the way at the end. So we have 2 potential options for this one. So we haven't actually fully determined the position of J. Okay, so B is out. C, H is immediately before J, so if we have H immediately before J, F will be immediately before H, right? Those guys are stuck together, but then we don't know the positions of G and K. We do know that both of them are going to be before these, but we don't know which one's first and which one's second, so C is also out. D. Okay, J is immediately before H, so J, H, F, K has to be somewhere before that group, and G has to be somewhere before that group. So we're left in a very similar position. E, K immediately before F. All right, so K, F, H. right? We know J has to be somewhere after K, right? But since those are all locked in, the only position for J is going to be at the end there. And G has to be before H. These guys are all stuck together, so G must be first. So we've fully determined the positions of each of the players. Oh, and I was completely off of the screen there. So I'll do that one again. So we've got K immediately before F. H will have to be immediately after F. J is going to be after this group because it includes K. And G will be before this group because it includes H. So we know everyone's position, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. And then the last question, question number 5, asks how many of the students are there, any one of whom could perform fourth? So we have a few examples here that we can use. So I see H and F, they could be fourth. Okay, so F could be fourth, H could be fourth. Let's see, H, here H would be fourth, here H would be fourth. In this situation, F would be fourth, that's possible. Okay, so could G be fourth? Has 2 players after it? No. Could K be fourth? It has 3 players after it? No. Okay, could J be fourth? So J has to be after K, right? But then some player would have to be after J, right? So that fourth position here, you'd have to be able to have just 1 player after you, and J could have 1, 2, 3 players after it, or 2 players after it, but there's no option for J to have a single player after it because H and F are stuck together. Okay, so J also cannot be fourth. So F and H are the students that could be fourth. How many of the students are there? There are 2 of them, so B is the correct answer. Okay, let me know if you have any further questions.